When did you realize your parents were bad at parenting? When I was 8, my dad started leaving me alone on weekends. At first, it was just Saturday mornings. He said he had errands to run, grocery shopping, post office runs, oil changes, things I was too little to help with. He would leave $20 on the counter, toss me a Pop-Tart, and say, "You're a smart kid. You'll be fine." I thought it was normal. By the time I turned 9, it became entire weekends. He'd be gone from Friday night to Sunday afternoon. Sometimes he left notes, sometimes not. Sometimes he'd text if I called enough times, but usually he'd just say, "Busy, stay inside." I learned how to microwave ramen, how to sleep with the TV on so the house didn't feel so empty, how to walk quietly so the neighbors wouldn't hear me moving around alone. One Saturday, I ran out of food. I walked 3 blocks to the gas station, used the emergency $20 to buy crackers and a soda. The clerk looked at me weird, asked where my parents were. I said, "In the car." Then I ran home. Another time, a pipe burst under the sink and water flooded the kitchen. I stacked towels and buckets, panicked and crying. I called Dad 17 times before he finally answered, annoyed. "I'll be back tomorrow," he said. "Just deal with it." I stopped asking for help after that. When I was 10, one of the neighbors, Mrs. Reynolds, started noticing. She'd see me taking out the trash at weird hours or getting dropped off from school to an empty house. She brought over casseroles just because. She asked if I wanted to come over for dinner sometimes. I always said no. I didn't want to get Dad in trouble. One night, during a thunderstorm, the power went out. I sat on the kitchen floor, flashlight dead, crying so hard, my chest hurt. Mrs. Reynolds must have seen the light flicker because 15 minutes later, she was knocking on the door with a spare flashlight and a warm blanket. She didn't ask anything, just sat with me until I fell asleep on the couch. The next morning, when my dad came back, he barely noticed. When I was 11, Dad forgot my birthday. I waited all day, pretending I didn't care, microwaving leftover pizza while his voicemail filled up with unanswered calls. I think that's when it clicked. It wasn't errands. It wasn't bad timing. It was that I wasn't important enough to be part of his plans. Eventually, child services got involved. Mrs. Reynolds called after she found me locked out in the rain one weekend, shivering under the porch. Dad said it was a misunderstanding, said he trusted me, said I was mature for my age. The court didn't agree. I spent that summer living with my aunt and uncle 2 towns over. They weren't perfect, but they were there. They came to school plays. They showed up at parent-teacher nights. They left notes in my lunchbox that said things like, "Good luck on your math test," and "We're proud of you." I didn't know people did that. The last time I saw my dad, he dropped off a box of my stuff without saying a word. No hug, no goodbye, just tossed it into the front hall and walked away. I'm 20 now. Every time someone says, "Parents always know best," I think about Mrs. Reynolds sitting with me in the dark, no questions asked. Family isn't who's supposed to be there. It's who shows up when you need them. And sometimes it's the people you never expected.